So this video is a video that I never thought I'd really have to make, and it kind of sucks. This happened on like a little bit ago, and I'm finally making a video about it now, explaining it now, because I really didn't want to share it. It kind of makes me look dumb, but it's just I gotta say it at some point. So today's gonna be the day. And if you read by the title, yes, our Amazon puffer that lived in this tank is gone now. It died maybe I would say probably 3 or 4 days ago now. Happened during a weekend, and it was nothing that I could have done to save it. I actually don't know when it actually happened. I just know that I fed him. Let's see. So it'd be probably Saturday or Friday night. I fed him. He's doing his own thing, being the same puffer he's always been. And then, obviously, as we know, like this down here, that glass, I took it off now because there's no point in having it on there. But we know we have my glass lid on here. There's a reason I put it on there because puffers can jump, especially this one. And so I had it on here. I even have the back all covered. I have a specially cut out piece of plastic that perfectly wraps around all these filters and stuff that I customized. And so as you can probably guess what happened, he jumped out and I never even saw it. I think it happened Friday. Well, I last saw him Friday night, and then I was doing stuff all Saturday, so I didn't even check on this tank, and never even even got to look at it during Saturday. So I don't know when it happened, but that night I found him on the floor about right here, and it's weird because there's really nothing I could have done because I have no clue how he even got out in the first place. Because he was actually way out farther from the tank, which if it jumps, it's always gonna go pretty far most likely. But the weird part is this lid. I mean, obviously the back gets covered up really well, and this whole thing gets covered up really well. There's no way a puffer, especially this at its size that it was and how big those puffers are, or at least the roundness. They're not really skinny fish. They're pretty fat, and I don't know how. That's the mystery now, because obviously the glass covers all the way to about back here, and then that plastic piece just kind of custom wraps around all this, so that there's no gaps whatsoever on this top. Um, and so the glass lid is actually pushed up against the very end of this. So there's no spaces anywhere for him to jump out, especially at his size. And it's not like he could have kicked the lid up. He that 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 lid easily weighs probably 2-3 pounds. I mean, that thing is heavy. There's no way a fish can move that, especially at only an inch of a size. And so, and then when I found him on the ground, at first I was checking the tank because I couldn't find him. So I was kind of moving stuff around. I was kind of freaking out. I was lifting up all these rocks, which made a huge mess. It was kind of a bad idea, but what else was I gonna do? I took a flashlight around the whole tank, seeing if he jumped, and I didn't think he jumped either until I found that he's way out here. I thought he would have been close by the tank, but he was way out, far from it, and I don't know. I mean, it just kind of sucks because yeah, the fish is so expensive, and especially the money I put into it, the amount of time I spent training it, the amount of time everything. I mean, it was about as long as I've had it. It was gonna be 9 months old this month, actually October 2nd. So it was just about to turn my 9 months old, and that's a lot of time, and I've put a lot of time into that one fish. I mean, the whole reason this tank even exists is because of that one fish. I spent over $1,000 in this and just this setup just for that fish. That's the only reason why I set up this tank is they have an Amazon puffer. So it just kind of it sucks. I mean, at first I just couldn't even believe it because that's it's not like I didn't know. Puffers do jump, and I was very aware of that because I did not let a space. Not I didn't let a single gap anywhere exposed on this tank because I just knew how expensive this fish was. The amount of money I had into it, that there's no way that nothing would ever happen to this fish, and it just it just jumped. I don't know why he jumped. I mean, fish just jump for no reason, but I don't know why. And I don't even know how he got out. That's the thing. That's the whole mystery here is there's no cracks or nothing. And somehow he managed to. It's kind of the mystery of fish. I mean, I've heard so many stories, and this just kind of adds to it. But I guess to not make this video too long, so you might be wondering the plans now for this tank. It's still going to be running up. Obviously, you can see I took the lid off. It looks a lot nicer without the lid, so I'm going to keep it off for basically until I figure something out. But and I cleaned the tank up really well. You can see I trimmed the narrow leaf java fern like super small now. I basically removed all the dead leaves, and you can see how nice it looks now. Look how this peat, look how much how green it is now. This part still needs some work. The autosinkless that I'm getting will clean up all this and clean up all that. That's just dust from the EDA, but with a bunch of autosinkless in here, that will get cleaned up pretty fast, I would assume. But that's actually the plan. Is to I actually ordered about 15 autosinkless. Because I always wanted all sinkless in here ever since. I just never wanted to spend the money for it. But they're coming now. They should be here tomorrow. I had 5 in the big tank at one point, and they were like the greatest thing ever. And they cleaned up all that brown algae that broke out in that big tank before, and they cleaned it up like it was nothing. And so you can only imagine what 15 and just a little tiny 20 gallon will do. So it'd be pretty cool to get a big school in here and see that many autosinkless. There's actually 1 in here right now, just 1. There used to be like 4 or 5 in here. I don't know where they went. I never did find their bodies, so I'm assuming they died, but who knows. But there's still 1 in here. Then I'll add 15, which will make 16, and they're wild caught. So we're gonna expect maybe a couple deaths. But usually autosinkless, me personally, I usually do pretty good with autosinkless, so they usually all live. So that'd be cool to get a big group in here. It's gonna look pretty cool. And that's about it for now, just to keep the tank stable. And because, without any fish in here, we're not creating an ammonia. And so it's still gonna be fine, but after a long period of time, it's just gonna start going to crap. So definitely need to get some fish in here right away, which is what I did with autosinkless. And then, the future, I was thinking about when we go to move, which will be about maybe a year and a half, 2 years at the most, what I'll do afterwards. Because I think about just leaving this tank and maybe just throwing a few cool fish, maybe some like Bolivian rams, just like do something cool for now. But I don't know. I'm thinking about if I can get Amazon puffers available by maybe February, March, like when you really see them out, I might go ahead and get maybe a couple, and go from there. I actually might get more than 1 this time. I just don't know if I want to get another Amazon puffer until, but I just might if I find the right person and get, some really high quality Amazon puffers again. It just takes a lot of time to redo everything I just did in that one Amazon puffer that we build a personal connection with. It just kind of sucks, but definitely gonna do the Amazon puffer again. There's no question about it. It's one of the rarest on the planet. I'm definitely gonna get one again. It's just right now probably not. But I was kind of thinking if I have room, I think if we ever do something like I wanted to have this to be like the long-term tank like the forever tank for an Amazon puffer, which is to keep this tank for a long time and just keep Amazon puffers in it. But I think it'd be really cool if we do get more than 1. Sure, I might just keep adding it and get like 4 or 5, 6 of them, and get maybe like a rimless 40 gallon and get a whole community of them. Like just do one big plant tank and then have just Amazon puffers only. I think that'd be potentially really cool. I was just thinking, but yeah, that's kind of a video. All I gotta say, I don't want to talk too long, but the tank's looking nice. It's a little cloudy. I did a big water change, so it's gonna kind of regrow the bacteria a little bit. It's only gonna take a couple days. I haven't cleaned the filter, and I just added some stability, so it should be back to pretty clear, super clear in the next couple days, and look good for our new arrival, some autosinkless, and I will make an unboxing of that, or at least make a video of it. So that will be up. But other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.